Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new Sims 3 video. This one is a little bit different as I'm going to be telling you all the mods that I use for my game, whether it's gameplay, create a sim, build and buy, visual mods, or NRAAS mods. I have everything categorized here on the Google Doc, which I will link in the description or the comments or whatever for you to check out. But I will be going through each of these and telling you exactly why I use it and if I like it, if I don't, and things like that. So if you're interested in any of them, you can check them out here and download them. So let's get on into the gameplay. So the very first mod is Claudia Sharon's cancel time off mod. So if your sim is pregnant, they will get X amount of days off. If they are married, they might get time off and stuff like that. I hate that, especially when I'm doing stuff like a legacy challenge where I'm having a bunch of kids, and I don't like it when sims end up having like 20 days off when they should be working. So I had this mod, cancel the time off. They're still pregnant and they can work while they're pregnant, which is super handy. So I really recommend this. Like I said, if you are having a bunch of kids and you are having days stacked on top of each other, I really recommend this. So definitely check it out. It is by Claudia Sharon. The next mod is the Mod the Sims Faster Gardening mod. So whenever my Sims are gardening, they take forever when they're tending it, especially when they have a load of plants to be harvesting and tending every single day. So this mod, you are able to basically choose how fast Sims will garden it. So you could do 50%, 75%, or the fastest. I think I use 75, and it basically just means they're tending the gardens a whole lot quicker, which is super handy, like I said, when you have massive gardens. And yeah, I use this and I think it is super handy for my Sims. The next mod, also on Mod the Sims, is the Toddlers Can Learn to Walk Alone. Again, with a legacy, when there are so many Sims, I hate having to look after toddlers. I hate toddlers. They're so annoying and they're so frustrating and everything. So when they can learn to walk alone, they kind of just are gaining this by themselves, and it just means that they can learn to walk all by themselves. I literally don't even need to tell them to learn to walk by themselves. They just do it themselves, and it's super handy. So parents don't need to be hanging around with the kids or anything like that, and it's super handy. And that is by The Sweet Simmer, sorry. They have amazing mods, by the way, for like families and stuff. I really recommend you checking them out. So yeah, there's another one. The next one is a babysitter mod. So I actually have stopped using this in my legacy. However, I just thought I'd share it because it is a very useful mod. Basically, it makes babysitters amazing. Like, they're super fast. It's 50 simoleons a day, and it's basically like just a recurring babysitter. One will show up, look after your kids, and then they leave. Next morning they come back and it's the same thing, and it is so good. They look after the kids so well that my parents don't even need to think about them, which has got its negatives. One of the negatives is the parents build no relationship with their kids at all because they just don't need to hang out with them. They don't need to look after them. That is one negative. Obviously, if you do tend to have more family gameplay, you might be more likely to just do family interactions yourself. I don't even think about the kids. So that's why I have a babysitter mod. So there you go. But I got rid of it because it just felt a little bit too cheaty. And like I said, my parents ended up having no relationship whatsoever with the kids. But there you go. And that is by NRAAS on Mod the Sims. Okay, so on to Create a Sim. My first Create a Sim mod is the replacement cast for single color. Basically, it is a different cast background. I'm using this grey one right here. It is my favorite and I've used it for a very long time. So you could see it in any video where I do Create a Sim. Basically, it just means that you haven't got all the background with the mirror and the window and everything like that. And it's just so much simpler and I really like it. And that is by Agnolid over on Tumblr. I will link that down below for you guys. My next mod is over on the Sims resource. Please ignore the ads. There is so many and they keep like flickering through them. But anyway, it is the EA eyelash removal by S Club over on Sims Resource. Basically, you know the EA eyelashes, it removes them, allowing you to add on your own custom ones. And I love this. I think that this is such a game changer when it comes to making Sims because the EA eyelashes, they're not horrible, but you can get some really beautiful custom content ones, which I will show you the ones that I use in just a moment. So as you may or may not have heard, the S Club eyelashes on the Sims resource have actually been taken down, as you can see here by this image. However, Eternal CC Finds has actually gone and re-uploaded all of them. So these are all the ones I use So I highly recommend them. And if you want them, they are here. I will link this below. Again, like I said, it is on Eternal CC Finds page. So I recommend you checking those out if you would like them. Now back to the Sims resource. To go with our new eyelashes and our new eyelash removal mods and everything, these are the S Club eyelash sliders. So they all go together. They're all by S Club. These are basically sliders that allow you to adjust the length of them, the height, the rotation of them, and everything like that, as you can see on the images. And I love this. It's really cool and it just makes them all super unique, which I really like. So definitely check that out as well. My next Create a Sim mod is a standstill in cast mod. So you can actually get your Sims to do a particular pose, or you can get them to literally just stand still. I use the standstill one. I think it's the easiest. Basically, it will stop them from doing any sort of animations while you're choosing outfits, or like, you know, moving their face around when you're trying to like adjust it, anything like that. It will stop all of those. So I highly recommend you check this out if you would prefer your Sims to stand still or do a pose. Poses are also optional. Okay, so on to build and buy. This mod was actually sent to me by one of my wonderful viewers, I guess, and it is a buy to bug collections mod. Basically, it means that you don't need to put in the buy to bug cheat anymore. If you go to your collections tab in build and buy, you will have different collections relating to different buy to bug objects, I guess, in different categories and stuff, and you can use them super easily without needing any sort of cheats and everything. And also, I did have issues with buy to bug where my game would be infinitely saving, and it has like actually stopped that. So I'm pretty sure that is a buy to bug issue from me using the actual cheats. So if you are having issues like that, I recommend checking out the collections because you don't need to use any cheats. They're all just right there for you to use. So definitely check that out. The next mod, which I'm sure you are all familiar with because when you first install your Sims 3 mods folder, you will get this mod as well as the no intro mod. Basically, it is no build sparkles. So if you want to use it, if you've maybe deleted it from your game and you want it and you want it back in your game, Hysterical Paroxysm has uploaded it onto Mod The Sims. And basically, when you're building walls and stuff, it will remove all those little sparkles and stuff. I hate them. They're so annoying. They're just there for no reason. So they're gone from my game, and I highly recommend them actually because I think it's nice to just have it not there, I guess. So definitely check that out. The next mod, which I think is an absolute massive game changer, is the remove stencils or overlays from build by or create a sim objects in game. So you definitely need to look into this one to figure out kind of how to use it. But essentially, you will place an object and then you go in game. Well, obviously turning testing cheats enable true, click on the object and you can remove stencil. You can also remove overlays and all different things like that. It is really, really cool. But as you can see, all of these objects, they're so beautiful. But there is just stencils that are causing them to not match, you know, what I want and stuff. So you can literally just go and remove them. These gorgeous counters and cabinets, gone. Stencils removed. They're just like a plain counter. And I think it makes such a difference. Same with these toy boxes. You can't recolor any of the patterns and everything on them. So it makes such a difference. As you can see right here, this is how things end up looking. So it's totally up to you if you would like them or not. I think it's really cool not having them. And I definitely recommend you checking this out. As you can see, there's so many different things. So you just need to play around with it to kind of figure out what you will remove. As you can see here, each thing does different things, I guess. So I definitely recommend you checking that out. But like I said, read into it because if you want to figure out kind of how to do it. And again, you can do it in Create a Sim 2. I haven't done this before because I don't know how to do it. I haven't tried it yet, but I recommend you looking into it. And that is by Velocity Grass on Mod The Sims. The next mod, which I think will be an absolute massive game changer to anyone who loves decorating homes and putting a load of clutter in their homes and everything like that, it is the Sims 3 Decorator Tool mod. If you're familiar with The Sims 4, you will know that there is a tool mod for The Sims 4 where it allows you to kind of place things anywhere. Well, guess what? We now have it in The Sims 3 by the wonderful Omeda Pixel over on Tumblr. They basically made a mod. Let me go to keep reading and I will show you all these. But like, look, you can move the chair up. You can move the chair up. Like, it's just showing you all the different keys. And it is absolutely amazing. And there's different ways, like, you need to look into this again yourself just to kind of really figure out how to do things. but I highly recommend it. You can obviously click on things if you want, Control Shift, click on items and select them, and there's so many different things to it. There's also a PDF guide if you want to check that out too. Again, I will link this down below, but just if you are using OMSP or the red OMSP shelf or anything along those lines, try this. I use this. I don't use anything else because this is so much quicker, and once you're familiar with it, it is so much easier, and I highly recommend it, especially, like I said, if you like decorating your homes and adding in a load of clutter. I really recommend it. And also as well, if you have got this mod, I really recommend using, I don't know if it's said, but I recommend using disable snapping to slots on Alt and also move objects, because it really allows you to get into the fine corners of your counters and everything like that. The next mod, which might not really make a difference to many people, or people might not really mind it, is the subtle build grid. I only like this because I think it makes it easier to see the house. As you can see right here, it's really like bright. The grid is really, there, I guess. So it just allows you to kind of just see the house. As you can see, the build grid is gone, and I really recommend this. It is by Alverdeen over on Mod The Sims, and yeah, I've been using this for a very long time and I really enjoy it. So definitely check that out if you want. I know it's not for everybody, but I definitely like it. So as you can see, this is how it's looking in game. Like, I much prefer that. That's so much easier to look at than this, which is super, just, it makes it hard to even see the house. So yeah, check that out. So onto visual mods. This is my reshade preset that I use. I could definitely do a tutorial on how to install reshade if you were interested, but I use the Jasper reshade preset by Chelsea over on Tumblr, and I absolutely love it. Let me show you some screenshots, but I just think I love how it looks. I have actually kind of tweaked it a little bit for myself and just kind of added different things and stuff, but taking screenshots is amazing now, because before, as you can see, everything is just so boring and dull, but then with the reshade preset, it looks so bright and I absolutely love it. And yeah, I think it's gorgeous. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous one, and I highly recommend you checking that out. It is in the description if you want to check it out, or on a Google Doc, wherever I end up putting it. Please check it out. I really recommend it. I think it's gorgeous. So my next mod is Sunrise Kingdom Lighting Mod by Burnt Waffles. I love this. I love it. It just makes the lighting so beautiful in the game and changes throughout the day, and I think it makes such a difference. I love it. I think pairing this with my reshade preset, or the reshade preset that I use, I think it makes taking screenshots absolutely beautiful. So I really recommend this. I've used a lot of different lighting mods and everything, and this is the one that I still use to this day, and it is my absolute favorite. Okay, so onto my miscellaneous mods. The first one is Pose Player. I use a lot of poses, by the way. I will not be linking them just because there is way too many. And I think poses kind of varies per person. Like, I am using a lot of family poses because I'm doing a lot of family gameplay. So just, you know what I mean. Find your own poses, I'm afraid. But I get them all from Tumblr if you're wondering. Anyway, Pose Player, which is by Simo Money on Mod The Sims. This mod basically allows you to make your Sims do poses. So you need to download poses separately, and then they will end up kind of in the pose player essentially. You will be on your active sim, click on this, select pose from a list, and you can see all your pose options, as you can see right here. So I really recommend it, especially if you're taking screenshots, making thumbnails, anything like that. This is a wonderful mod for that, so I really recommend it. The next mod, which I sort of touched on earlier, is the No Intro mod. This one is actually installed automatically if you do install your mods folder, this and No Build Sparkles. So they're already in the game, but if you accidentally delete them, here's No Intro. It is a wonderful mod by Rick, or uploaded by Rick, whatever, and I absolutely love it so much. Basically, it just skips the whole intro cutscene without, you don't end up having to do anything. It just skips it automatically. So if you're interested in that, here you go. Okay, so now we're on to NRAAS mods. I want to quickly put it out there. I have absolutely no idea what a lot of these mods are for. They've been ones that I've been recommended or whatever, and I've had them in my game for a long time, so I can't exactly tell you what they do. But the first couple are ones that basically reduce lag in a way, stop glitches and errors. As you can see, this one is called Error Trap. But yeah, it kind of traps errors, I guess. I've been using it for a very long time and it's still in my game. It's recommended that you use this, so I guess I recommend you use this too if you have errors and you want to stop errors maybe. The next one basically will remove anything in your game, as in at nighttime at like 3 a.m. your game will kind of pause for a second and no, your game is not crashing. It is Overwatch basically removing cars that aren't being driven and turning off stereos, turning off TVs that have been left turned on, and little things like that, like removing Sims who are stuck. It does things like that. It basically stops things from being glitched and stuff like that. And I really recommend it because it will basically kind of clear out lag in a way, essentially. And I really like it. I think it's really good and I recommend this. The next one, which I'm sure a lot of you already know about, is the Master Controller mod. Like, it just allows you to control things, I guess. I don't exactly know, but there are like little things that this allows you to control, which I think is really good. So I recommend that you check it out. It's kind of like the most basic mod essentially, but like as you can see, it says this mod adds countless options that allows you to easily control and change just about anything about your Sims in the town. So it's very good. I really like it. It does a lot and I use it for a lot of different things. And the next mod is Master Controller Integration. This mod replaces all the cast interactions in the game with one managed by Master Controller, including Create a Sim button in Edit Town. So yeah, it adds some new things. I use it and I don't know any different, so feel free to check it out yourself. The next one is Master Controller Cheats. I was actually recommended to download this in a stream a little while ago, and it is the more advanced and therefore cheaty aspects of Master Controller. So if you wanna check that out, feel free to check it out. The next one is Portrait Panel. I use this because a lot of my households end up having a lot more than 8 Sims. 8 Sims is the maximum in The Sims 3, I guess, by EA, but you can have mods that allow you to have bigger households. But if you want bigger households, I recommend this because it allows you to show the portraits for each member of the household, depending on how many there are, and obviously a maximum of 24 Sims. So yeah, definitely check that out if you tend to play with bigger families and you want all of their portraits to be shown no matter how many Sims there are. The next one, which is very important for me doing my Leprosy challenge, is the Porter mod, or even just general gameplay. If my Sims want to move town, normally they will lose all relationships, anything, like they will literally lose everything pretty much. But with Porter, you could basically keep those relationships and things like that. And I really like it because it, you know what I mean? If you have a Sim moving away from their family and they're moving to a new world, you're not going to lose all your relationships, because it's more realistic. So I think you should definitely check this out if you like that sort of thing. Yeah, I really recommend it. Now the next two, I'll be completely honest with you, I actually don't know what they do, but I basically was recommended to use it by one of you guys. So it is the Traveler mod and the Register mod. Like I said, I don't know what they do. I think Register allows you to control population, as in remove pets, remove paparazzi, things like that. I might be wrong, but I think that's what a register is for. Those are all the mods in my game. So if you're interested in any of them, I will either link them down below or link a Google document with all of those mods. And yeah, feel free to check them out. They're all categorized according to whatever they are, and I really recommend you checking them out. And I'm sorry that this wasn't so informative, but it was more just me telling you what I use and kind of why I use it. I don't exactly know what everything does, so I just recommend you checking them out. And yeah, I will also link a couple tutorials maybe on how to like install Reshade and about NRAAS and stuff like that. Just things that I personally found helpful when installing mods and that you guys can do your research onto without you having to go all over the place. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any mod recommendations for me, I would love to check them out. So you can link them in my Discord server or in the comments, whatever. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.